was just great. It was fantastic. Once-in-a-lifetime experience.
I've been a dealer with the company for 33 years, and this new stuff that's coming out now, we don't have to take a back seat to anybody, especially that ugly John Deere green.
We just got married, Kathy and I, and we came out here to Fort Washington and we'll be in the parade. It's pretty good.
Really fantastic, just give you a good uplift feeling.
I don't know how many people in blue shirts there are today, but a phenomenal organization just to get that many of us on tractors without running into each other.
Hello, I'm Mark Gottlieb, Mayor of Port Washington, Wisconsin. I'm here with 800 friends of mine to set a world parade record.
Good morning, America!
And I am here with Bill Ritter this morning.
MSNBC News, when you really want to know.
Well, several times each day, we check in with NBC affiliate stations across the country to see what people are talking about. Right now, we go to WTMJ TV in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where Vivian King gives us a glimpse of what's likely the most unusual parade of the summer.
It will be the first record of its kind in the Guinness Book, the most tractors ever to be in a parade. People like Earl Epps couldn't wait to be a part of it. He traveled to Port Washington from South Carolina.
Oh yeah, I sure did. I wouldn't miss it for anything.
Epps, like all the other tractor drivers around him, are distributors of Simplicity lawn and garden tractors. The Port Washington company has been manufacturing the machines for 75 years. It wanted to celebrate in big fashion, so why not break a record?
We have about 750 of our dealers that have come from around the world to join us here to get their anniversary tractor, and we thought, what the heck, let's have a parade with them while they're here. So we are attempting to make a Guinness Book World Record for the most tractors in a parade.
But from the looks of things, this parade could break a few more records, like the most reckless tractor driver, TMJ4's Kevin Hunt, or who can best drive a tractor backwards, WKTI's Bob Reitman, or which mascot can mess up a reporter's hair the most. Simplicity officials are documenting the entire parade for the Guinness Book, and whatever record is set, parade watchers are 100% behind it.
I certainly hope they make it, and it'll give us something else to crow about.
In Port Washington, Vivian King, today's TMJ4.
Of course, you can find out more about what WTMJ is covering by logging on to MSNBC.com's new and improved.
Captains of boats, drivers of lawnmowers, anyone, even if you're not moving. SportsCenter's next.
Welcome back to CNN Sports Illustrated. I'm Chris Rose. Former NFLers L.C. Greenwood and Harvey Martin were known for mowing down their opponents. They were back at it again yesterday. Yes, 8 former NFL greats, including Greenwood and Martin, were in Milwaukee on lawn tractors. 800 roamed the streets at one time. We believe that's a record, but check CNNSI.com. We probably have a statistic on that one as well. other players or former players who suited up: Stanley Morgan, Lenny Moore, Otis Taylor, and yes, that man, the Packers' Fuzzy Thurston.
Check this out. Our top story on 4 News Now, a Wisconsin parade that could end up in the record books.
And good afternoon, everybody. What do you get when you cross about 800 lawn and garden mowers with a parade?
Well, you get possibly a world record. The story from Port Washington, Vivian King tells us about this afternoon's attempt to enter the Guinness Book of World Records.
It will be the first record of its kind in the Guinness Book, the most tractors ever to be in a parade. People like Earl Epps couldn't wait to be a part of it. He traveled to Port Washington from South Carolina.
Oh yeah, I sure did. I wouldn't miss it for anything.
Epps, like all the other tractor drivers around him, are distributors of Simplicity lawn and garden tractors. The Port Washington company has been manufacturing the machines for 75 years. It wanted to celebrate in big fashion, so why not break a record?
We have about 750 of our dealers that have come from around the world to join us here to get their anniversary tractor, and we thought, what the heck, let's have a parade with them while they're here. So we are attempting to make a Guinness Book World Record for the most tractors in a parade.
But from the looks of things, this parade could break a few more records, like the most reckless tractor driver, TMJ4's Kevin Hunt, or who can best drive a tractor backwards, WKTI's Bob Reitman, or which mascot can mess up a reporter's hair the most. Simplicity officials are documenting the entire parade for the Guinness Book, and whatever record is set, parade watchers are 100% behind it.
I certainly hope they make it and it'll give us something else to crow about.
In Port Washington, Vivian King, today's TMJ4.
And Vivian will have more on this story a bit later on. Looking ahead to the 6 o'clock report, what's kept Simplicity's success in business for the past 75 years. You know, you've got to have fun once in a while.
Yeah, you do, even if your hair does look messy like Vivian's.
12 News Live at 5 continues.
Well, here's something we guarantee you've never seen because it's never happened before. The streets of downtown Port Washington awash in Simplicity lawn tractors, 800 of them. Some of the drivers, like Jerry Taft there, are strictly homegrown garden variety. Others, Simplicity's global network of dealers, were flown in from across the world.
People here from France, from Ireland, from Germany, from Denmark. We have them from all over.
The occasion is Simplicity's 75th anniversary. The parade is a bid to get into the Guinness Book of World Records. Jerry in the Guinness Book. All right.
Something to see.
A Port Washington business is hoping to land in the Guinness Book of World Records, leading to a pretty bizarre scene today. The company is called Simplicity. It's been making lawn and garden equipment for 75 years. Celebrated today with a parade of its famous Packer-backer tractors and asked some football celebrities to help out.
Oh, this is great. This is faster than my car I have at home.
Do you recommend it?
Yes, I do. I do. It's just that the bugs can be a hazard, you know, at such high speeds with no windshield.
Not exactly NASCAR. 800 tractors drove in the parade. Simplicity has been calling Port Washington home since 1922. Well, perfect day for mowing today, but...
Why are 800 tractors parading through downtown Port Washington? The answer in 2.5 minutes.
There was an unusual traffic jam in downtown Port Washington this afternoon.
The streets were filled with riding lawnmowers to celebrate Simplicity Manufacturing's 75th anniversary. The parade featured more than 800 Simplicity lawnmowers, including some special edition anniversary models. Organizers say that could set a Guinness World Record. And some famous faces participated in the lawnmower parade, including NFL Hall of Famer and former Green Bay Packer Fuzzy Thurston. Our own Gus Gnorski also took part.
Afraid those guys cross my lawn.
Today was a great one for a parade.
Oh, it was. Jerry was there.
Especially after the rain blew away early. There's a very tired, very happy people in Port Washington tonight. They pulled off a classic 75th anniversary celebration for Simplicity. A parade with 800 lawn tractors, a bunch of celebrities, and some ecstatic
It's really
employees.
great that a company can say they've made it 75 years, and it's a great company, and we're pouring out great products, and I'm just so happy. I decaled the anniversary tractors.
Decal the anniversary tractors. Okay, by the way, the drivers in the white hats, Simplicity dealers flown in from all over the world.
Well, Port Washington got its own taste of the NFL today.
Former football stars were in town for a Salute to Port Washington parade. They rode special NFL tractors made by Simplicity Manufacturing. Of course, Fuzzy Thurston on the Packer tractor was the favorite, and the cowboy in the group didn't seem to mind.
When I was a kid, I was born and raised in Dallas in the March Star, and Fuzzy Thurston and all them guys made me cry. Now I'm back up here in a tractor, and I can't do anything, but at least I can keep my memories together.
The parade celebrated Simplicity's 75th anniversary. Vivian King tells us about the party and the business.
At first glance, it looks like your typical parade, a drill team showing off its precision. But a closer look shows the real deal. This parade is about tractors, lawn and garden ones that have been around for 75 years.
It's a quality machine, and it's popular with people who appreciate good machines.
Jim Hanley sells Simplicity tractors in Ireland. He's here with 750 other dealers worldwide to celebrate Simplicity's 75th anniversary. In that time, the Port Washington company has grown to 500 employees and $1 billion in sales each year. The company president explains how.
We sell through servicing dealers. We have a personal touch when they resell the product. We're good with our employees, and we make good stuff, and our people are very proud to make it.
Now, another reason Simplicity's been able to stay in business for so long is because they make such crowd pleasers, like this new Green Bay snowblower called the Snow Tackler, of course. Simplicity's anniversary celebration may also get into the Guinness Book of World Records. With 800 tractors rolling down the street, the company should reach another milestone, the most tractors ever in a parade. In Port Washington, Vivian King, today's TMJ4.
Looks fun. Simplicity will be sending parade photographs and other verification to the Guinness Book. After that, the company will find out if it indeed set a world record.
Cute idea.
It certainly is. I'd want to drive really fast, though.
mister. If I can make it there, I'm gonna make it, sweetheart, just about anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York, New York.
I got a winner here.
Once again, Tom Fricktel.
Well, good morning, Mr. Tom. How are you? Nice to see you.
Doing fine.
Nice magical entrance there.
How'd I do?
You did wonderfully.
Fantastic.
I know that they may laugh, but guess what, guys? He was in the box with Susan.
That's right, Fred. You tried last night, but I succeeded today.
Yeah, where is Fred this morning? All right. I hope he's at the back of the house. Well, you know, people have been, yeah, I know you teased them. I know you teased them yesterday. And these guys are telling me they're just dying to see what's behind the curtain.
Well, you know, it was a bad trick. You know, magic is magic, but we should have let them seen what was behind it.
What do you think?
Shall we show them?
I think so.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, you didn't think we were going to really let you see things, did you? Well, this morning is all about two great new products. And when it all started, Tom had I know that you had this particular wish, so I brought along my little magic wish bucket. Let me show it. Where's the camera? I'll show it to the camera. You could see that it is empty, and Tom has with him some of the key product ideas that went into the wish bucket thinking. Why don't you walk us through it?
Okay. Well, the first thing that we do at Simplicity, and the dealers tell us, we got to have products that are easy to use. So let's put that in the wish bucket, Bob.
Thank you.
The other thing, we got to have innovative features on all of our new products. We can't come with Me Too type things because we're state of the art. We need innovative features. And this goes without saying. Quality cut. There's nobody in the industry that cuts better in Simplicity, and we make stuff that cuts.
Quality cut. So as you think about all of these things, of the features, is there one that stands out in your mind more than another?
Well, I would have to say quality of cut. We have big John Deere dealers that carry Simplicity, but if you go to their homes, they cut with the Simplicity. So that tells you something about the quality.
Well, let's do this. You reach into the magic wish bucket. I've got part ready and go. When you take all of that, you come up with the main key thing that we want you to remember, which is technology. We are indeed the leaders in technology. So that you can keep this on the forefront of your mind, Tom's got the letter T. We're going to just kind of build all of these things for you as we start talking about innovative features. The letter T
this
for
is
technology.
Or Tom?
No, it's the letter T for technology,
oh, okay.
Tom.
Okay, thanks, Bob.
Now, coming up with interesting designs and creating magic for our customers often starts with a different way of thinking. When we started doing this design, we thought first of all, that it had to be interesting. It had to be fun. And as I started doing, looks like Fred's been getting around, I guess.
Fred, it's Fred.
Nonetheless, the most important thing that we wanted you to remember is that this product is new. You've been asking for a new product. Indeed, we're ready to give it to you now. Mr. Tom, the letter N for new.
New. I feel like Vanna White. New.
Yeah, well, you got a long way to go with those legs, sir. You may be the president and COO, but you got no legs like Vanna.
Yeah, but I write the check, Bob. Yeah.
May I kiss your ring, sir? You know, I know that you've been listening to many of the dealers. That I was wondering if I might give you just a few suggestions, my own observations, some ideas that you could perhaps take back to the engineers. Would you mind?
Bob, that'd be great. We get lots of suggestions.
Let's bring it on.
from the
Music,
dealers.
please. Here we go. So as I start thinking about our magical way of doing this, you can roll music for me. We start with our simplicity box. So I've gone into the warehouse, pulled together some things, and I thought maybe you might give this some special consideration, things that I think will go into a wonderful new product.
Well, you might get a job if you do a good job.
Could be. So here's what we're going to do. My first idea is really an ergonomic steering wheel. Take a hold of that, feel that grip.
Bob. It's early. You're struggling a little bit. Technology, is this what we need for technology?
Well, I mean, it's got, obviously I'm wrong.
Yeah,
all right, so my next idea is, check this out. A cone clutch assembly. Think of what this would do for Simplicity in its new products now.
Wow, Bob. You'd get me in serious trouble with the dealers if we used this. Do we call this technology? Cone clutch assembly. I know there's some dealers that have seen these before, but won't see them with
All right,
Simplicity.
one final idea. Here we go. Let me try this. All right. Check this out. The chain.
Oh, Bob.
I guess I struck out again.
Bob knows he's in Milwaukee, and even Harley Davidson doesn't drive their bikes with chains.
Oh, well.
You won't see it on Simplicity, Bob.
Well, if I were to say that maybe one of the operative words could be the word of reliability, Would I be getting a little bit closer?
You're getting very close, Bob.
I noticed that earlier you talked about ease of use. So you're really saying is you don't need to be a big bruiser in order to drive one of the tractors.
No, we make stuff easy.
Perhaps even Susan could do the driving?
I think Susan could do the driving.
I think so too.
Maybe Fred might have to teach her a little bit, but...
So you put up R for reliability, and guess what? We've got it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to introduce you Simplicity's new product, the NTR.
The NTR.
The NTR.
Bob,
Control your round of applause. Thank you very much.
Bob. No, is this really what you mean?
It's the NTR.
NTR.
Yes, sir.
NTR. You know, at these town hall meetings, that's not what they told us. I think they told us something like this, a ZTR, a new category that Simplicity is going to enter.
Well,
That's what it is,
Let's
Bob.
show them what it looks like.
All right. All right. Now, have you ever seen a ZTR that looks this good? The answer is N-O, no. Is there anyone in the house that can't sell a product like this? And the answer is no. Let's use this one to stick it to the competition.
We were talking about the engineers and their ability to take a dream, take a vision, but then bring it to life. And that is the measure of our success. So why don't we show them how we take an idea and bring it to life? Music, please. Well, I'm sure you're wondering, what is the secret behind this magic? The secret lies in a partnership. When we realize the power that together we bring, magic can happen. Well, Tom, there you have it. Bringing an idea, making it come to life.
Bob, I think this is one of those Honey, You Shrunk the Kids tractors. It's exactly what we're looking for, but we got to do some more magic about the size.
You want to see the real thing?
Well, I think it's about time.
All you need to do is ask.
That's right.
Y'all ready for this?
Is that pretty awesome?
75% of your image is on first impressions when you walk to the company. 100% of customers see 100% of products. And just simply by having a sign that says new on a product, we find a 28% increase in sales. Signage must give the product name, it must give free benefits to the consumer, and it must give the price. Those are the keys as far as displays are concerned.
75 years of manufacturing products in Port Washington. For their anniversary celebration, a huge parade, a big celebration with marching bands and lots of riding tractors.
Simplicity Manufacturing,
celebrating 75 years of industry leadership, a proud past, a dynamic future. The history of Simplicity Manufacturing begins with the unfortunate liquidation of the Turner Manufacturing Company, a Port Washington company famous for its Turner farm tractors and gasoline engines. The end of World War I had left Turner with large inventories of raw materials at war prices, and it could no longer manufacture its products profitably. It ceased production in the early 20s, leaving its 33-year-old sales manager, William J. Niederkorn, out of a job and with few resources. Yet, displaying the innovative spirit and enthusiasm that has characterized Simplicity for 75 years, Bill Niederkorn, as he was known, bought out Turner Manufacturing, along with the Simplicity name, and began to build portable cylinder boring and grinding machines for automobile engine repairs. The business prospered, and in 1922, the Simplicity Manufacturing Company was officially organized. In those days, automobile engines needed frequent major repairs, and the Simplicity name became well known to garage and service station operators throughout the United States and in many foreign countries. Simplicity's reputation for products with legendary quality and durability existed even then. This recent letter to Simplicity from an automobile repair garage in India attests to this product's quality. It requested operators' instructions for a very old piston grinding machine. And true to Simplicity's tradition of service, a copy of the old instructions was found and sent to India, where, as a follow-up letter reported, the machine was still performing nearly 70 years after it was made. Joining Simplicity in 1924 as a bookkeeping clerk, later to become Mr. Niederkorn's executive secretary, was Loretta Fulmer, who remembers her first days at the company, then still in the old lakefront building, but shortly to move to larger quarters on the city's west side.
I didn't know there was such a name as Simplicity Company. So I made an attempt and went over there, and sure enough, they hired me. We were very conservative. That we were told that, you know, the company hasn't got that much money, you know. And we were glad to get our paycheck, things like that. The men came from the shop, and they wanted a pencil. Anybody wanted a pencil. They had to give me the stub, and I saved them. And when they took inventory of the place, those pencils were given to the men, you know, the stubs, and because they didn't use big pencils anymore. That's when we were just in the midst of moving. When I started there in February, by the time in fall of the year, we got the Western Leather Company up there that had and land on the other side of it too. So we moved that fall of that year.
The company struggled through the Depression like many firms, but kept the plant operating and people employed. But in 1936, the automobile manufacturers in Detroit began rebuilding worn-out engines themselves and selling them directly to car and truck owners, and demand for the Simplicity cylinder boring machine fell off. The company now had a first-class, skilled production team, but no product to sell. The search for a new product ended in 1937, when Montgomery Ward and Company gave Simplicity a contract to build two-wheel walking garden tractors. The new tractors were an instant success, and Simplicity expanded into a new one-story concrete building next to the existing plant. The company continued to develop a variety of lawn and garden equipment, introducing their first riding garden tractor in 1939. In addition to manufacturing these products for resale through Montgomery Ward, Simplicity also marketed them through independent dealers throughout the United States under the Simplicity brand name. A sales organization was developed to establish a network of dealers. The company was off and running in a new and exciting direction. World War II temporarily halted this growth as Simplicity, like all companies, changed to contribute to the war effort. Among the products given high priority by the War Products Board were electric fence controllers, and Simplicity began producing a newly engineered controller that used household AC power rather than batteries. Tractor production was allowed to continue under a very restricted wartime quota, while Simplicity advertising of the times explained the situation and asked its customers to be patient. When this ad appeared, post-war production was just a few months away. With the war's end and production of lawn and garden equipment again growing, many former Simplicity employees who had been in the service returned to their old jobs at Simplicity. Through the years, Bill Niederkorn, or Uncle Willie as he came to be known, had always believed in fair dealings with his employees. But one returning soldier found himself being paid less than the other workers around him because he had been gone for 4 years.
Well, in 1945, I came home from service, and I started to work in September, middle of September, at the Simplicity again. And then the 5th and the 20th, we always got paid. I noticed a man working next to me was getting a nickel more an hour than I was, and I didn't think it was right because I stayed with the Simplicity, and I told Uncle Willie that, and he gave me a 10 cents an hour raise, and I was happy. And Uncle Willie was a wonderful man to work for.
During the post-war period, Simplicity grew dramatically and celebrated its 25th anniversary in a brand new building addition. Loretta Fulmer remembers that celebration.
I christened the new building. I was supposed to that day wear a long dress, a long black dress. I did. When I came up there, Niederkorn says, "You got to wear gloves with that, black gloves." I said, "I don't have any." Then he said, "Myra does, his wife." So he had somebody go down there and get those black gloves. I had to wear black gloves to break the champagne bottle.
Simplicity began to expand their product line to keep pace with the changing way of life in post-war America. Where walk-behind tractors had always been the mainstay of the company, people now wanted riding equipment, tractors, lawnmowers, rototillers, and Simplicity responded by developing these products, attachments, and more. The Simplicity Roticull, a front-tine tiller, was one example. With a 1950s view of the future, many writers and artists of the time had their own fanciful ideas about what the lawn tractor of tomorrow would look like. Simplicity capitalized on all this interest in the future by displaying their concept model of just such a machine. It was the hit of the New York show that year. In 1957, Simplicity produced their first rear-engine rider, the Wonder Boy. To find additional manufacturing space for the Wonder Boy, Simplicity leased more space from the Moldcraft Company, coincidentally located in the same lakefront building where Simplicity had begun 35 years earlier. Their first four-wheel riding tractor was produced in 1959, followed 2 years later by the Snow-Away snowblower, and their first lawn tractor shortly thereafter. This was a period that could well be called the golden years of Simplicity, with the development of many new products, many patented features including the floating mower deck, traction control, and many more innovative products and features. Of course, all during this time, Simplicity continued to build products for Montgomery Ward, as well as for their own dealer organization. The company known today as the Dealer Line really made this commitment back in the early 60s with a very difficult decision.
A number of the dealers, quite a number of dealers in fact, approached Simplicity, and in particular Mr. Niederkorn, and indicated that they were quite disturbed by the fact that Montgomery Ward was selling the same product for less money than the dealers could sell that product to their own customers. The influence of these dealers weighed upon Mr. Niederkorn quite heavily, and because they were the bread and butter of his business. Montgomery Ward, of course, during the years of development, provided business for the company, which allowed it to be in good financial condition. And so it's very difficult when you have to make a decision about your business, particularly as it relates to both your dealer organization and a very major customer. But after some consideration, Mr. Niederkorn decided that his dealer organization was more important to the company than his relationship with Montgomery Ward. And at that point, as painful as it was, he informed Montgomery Ward that he would no longer provide them with lawn and garden equipment.
About this same time, Simplicity began to build lawn and garden equipment for Alice Chalmers to complement their farm tractor line. This new business led to the groundbreaking for a building on property half a mile north of the existing plant. It was to become known as Plant Number 2. The artist for this Simplicity catalog illustration at the time used considerable imagination in placing plants 1 and 2 and even the Simplicity Proving Grounds all next to each other. The relationship with Alice Chalmers continued to grow until 1965, when Mr. Niederkorn and the other stockholders sold the company to Alice Chalmers. Alice Chalmers was not the only company interested in purchasing this successful firm, but was the only one who would promise to keep Simplicity in Port Washington. Just months before the sale, Simplicity had agreed to purchase the Harnischfeger building, located just north of Plant Number 2. After the sale, construction began on an addition to connect the existing plant with the former Harnischfeger building. When it was completed in late 1966, the last few departments were moved from the old facility to consolidate all manufacturing under one roof by the end of 1967. It remains the site of the Simplicity manufacturing plant today. Mr. Niederkorn continued to be active in the company until his retirement in 1969. Uncle Willie, as he was called by nearly everyone at Simplicity, had been the heart and soul of the firm for so many years and had developed a true family feeling among all employees. He was loved and respected and was famous for rewarding the loyal, hard-working employees by inviting them all to parties held in the Simplicity Clubhouse at the Proving Grounds. Loretta Fulmer remembers one party and a special song written to honor Uncle Willie.
Who is jolly and full of fun, kind and thoughtful to everyone? Then we would come in, must be Uncle Willie, must be Uncle Willie. And who donated to our cries with schools and churches on the rise? Who put the name of Simplicity on the road to history? Who do you think of when we see our beautiful and new library? Who deserves all of our applause? Who willingly to help whatever the cause? Who will be remembered through the years, in times of smiles and in time of tears? Who do we toast on this day? A remarkable man in every way. Must be Uncle Willie, must be Uncle Willie.
Although Mr. Niederkorn was retiring from Simplicity, he remained in Port Washington and devoted the rest of his life to many worthwhile community activities, including the Port Washington Public Library, which exists today because of his strong personal and financial support. It's fitting that this was named in his honor, but his most significant legacy remains Simplicity Manufacturing. The 1980s saw more growth for the firm and another change in ownership when the Wesray Corporation purchased the company from Alice Chalmers, then sold it back to an employee stock ownership trust 2 years later. Simplicity had long been famous for its annual dealer days, a practice started by Uncle Willie, where all dealers and their wives were invited to Port Washington to see the new products and learn the company's plans for the next year. In 1986, Simplicity built upon the tradition by having a family reunion, where all dealers were introduced to the industry's first front-cut riding mower designed for the homeowner. They also saw the first turbo collection system, another Simplicity innovation. The 90s saw more growth and the acquisition of Tornado products, giving Simplicity the premier line of chipper shredders. A chipper vacuum soon followed. In 1995, a totally redesigned Regent lawn tractor was introduced. And 1996 saw Simplicity return to the successes of the Rotocul with a new rear tine tiller. In the fall of 1996, Simplicity introduced a specially painted Packer Backer tractor to give fans a way to show their support for the team. And with the Packers' success in the '97 Super Bowl, the timing couldn't have been better. This success has led to the formation of a Simplicity Sports Marketing Division to manufacture team tractors and snow throwers with college and NFL team logos throughout the country. Studies show that fewer than 3% of all companies survive long enough to celebrate their 75th anniversary. For Simplicity, it took a special group of people dedicated to producing only quality products and selling them through independent servicing dealers, many of which have been family-owned dealerships for generations. One such dealer is Ray Weingartz of Utica, Michigan.
My father started it, and now my sons are in it. In fact, I even have my grandson working in it now, so who knows. But it has been very, very good for us. They've always been truly committed to the servicing dealer, I guess, and that's why that we've stayed with them. And I think the programs, everything they've always done has been with the dealer in mind. And one of the things that always impressed us with Simplicity is that they, when they do bring out a new product, it works. That's something that we can't say for a lot of the other manufacturers that we do business with.
Loyalty to its dealers and quality, innovative products have both been a large part of the success that has taken Simplicity from a small manufacturer of precision grinding machines to one of the leaders in the lawn and garden business. It's been a 75-year journey of producing better products, offering more services, and building a respected, successful company. Simplicity Manufacturing, a proud past, a dynamic future.